about the Bill Cosby thing. I wanted to get that on tape. And like I said, basically what's happening with Hollywood, period, just about no person you see on the TV set, movies, TV, is noble. Even Farrakhan said it back in, I think, 92. You shouldn't follow or even down give a fuck about them people on that TV set. Most of just about all of them will buck dance and will sell you out to make a buck or to get before that camera. Hollywood, and as far as recording, has a history of buck dancing and selling you out. That's why Honorable Elijah Muhammad told them back in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, don't buck dance, don't sing for them, don't dance with them, not for $2 or $3, not even for $1 million. That is a secret society. That's an organization just like any other secret. First of all, everything that's functioning in this particular country is an organization. That's called a corporation. If you get the movie called Free Jack, you'll find out that everything is run by the corporation. So now everything being run by the corporation, Hollywood is a corporation, which is a doggone secret society. So therefore, they don't put a person before the camera not unless that person is checked out. If he ain't checked out, he don't stay around long, or he don't get the big roles. You see what I'm saying? He don't get the big roles. So based on that, because Bill Cosby is one of your top Negroes, you know that he's high up in it. So what the deal was, it was a sacrifice. First of all, to get that big, you have to give a sacrifice as far as you have to agree to do something in your life, whether it be on selling your people out, whether it be on doing a role that is you jumping and selling out as far as doing something against your nature, or whether any type of thing. You see, well, what happened when it came to Bill Cosby was his son was supposed to follow in his footsteps, not necessarily in comedy, but was supposed to follow in his footsteps as a person that was supposed to someday join the ranks with the boule or with some form of the secret society that Bill Cosby is in. And as a result, he took another route, and based on that, it set up the sacrifice. And as a result, he got taken out. Now, even the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, the white people were saying that the woman that they saw at that particular time, the woman that came out to the car with hat on the fur, that was supposed to have been his friend, this white woman, they say she was naked up under the fur. And she's in on it with him in the first place. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why, he gave $20 million to Rockefeller, which is Spelman College. So anyway, what the deal is there was some type of sacrifice. All of them got to do a sacrifice. Now you see Will Smith is the new man in all the movies. That's because Will Smith had to agree to do a homosexual movie, 6 Degrees of Separation, and as a result of doing that movie, he's now getting the roles. You see what I'm saying? In this movie where a white boy pumping him in the behind and he holler like a woman. You see. So I'm saying, Wesley Snipes had to go and put on the wig and do the doggone other movie. You understand what I'm saying? So it don't matter what if you're homosexual, and that's fine, but you don't. But when you are in the public, you become an icon of a race, and by being an icon, you become the standard of what people view your race as. So these particular people, in some way or the other, they're gonna sell somebody out. You see what I'm saying? So as a result, it was a sacrifice, and you know it was a sacrifice because the day his son got killed, if you notice, I said, this man here, it was almost like he wasn't even surprised, if you notice. He was like, oh, he was my hero and smiling and stuff. Now, when Sally Jesse Raphael's daughter got killed and something like this, she took almost damn near 2-3 months off before she came back to work. This nigga back on the job a week later. Then the whole thing that went down with the woman accusing him of being the father and all. And this is the key part. One thing about the white boy, and one thing you can say about Bill Clinton is to be admired for one thing. They will have a new charge against Bill Clinton's ass every week. Bill Clinton be like, wasn't me. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. It wasn't me. And go on smiling and waving or whatever. You see what I'm saying? That's right, OJ. Even though we know you didn't do it, but that's still a good strategy. Deny it, to the end. So they said, did you beat your wife? I don't know what the hell you talking about. Why is that? Because the white boy got a public policy. They don't have to explain themselves to the world. And that's what the thing with Bill Clinton said, well, I'm going to go down kicking and screaming. If you put me in jail, I'm going to still say I didn't do it. That's the way the cracker do things. Now, this is the funny part about it. Even when the doggone white man went with Bill Cosby and said, we got this woman ain't your daughter or whatever, he still volunteered information about how he screwed around with this particular person's mother 20 years ago. Why would you say that when nobody had insinuated this in the first place? Why would you give up some damn information? Why is that? You see, that's because this whole thing, you see, this whole thing was always funny, and you know the whole thing is the simple fact is, go and look at the Bill Cosby from Let's Do It Again and Uptown Saturday Night, and look at the one now. They're two different people. That ain't even the same real person. Two different people. So naturally, if he a damn clone and the son get killed, it ain't gonna phase him up a damn. You see what I'm saying? Because this shit is this thing is deeper than what you think it is. Take the instance now, look at this. Let me put this list on the table. This is a list. It's funny why, as in history of Hollywood, you can't find 10 white people, you can't find 3 white people that was famous, super famous, that married a black person. But just about 98% of all the doggone famous people, you got a new crop now, but they so degenerated now until they do any damn thing. But you got just about most of your famous black people in Hollywood history married white people. Now look at this list. I compiled this list. I had a bigger list in '92, but I compiled this list again off the top of my head. One night. I had a bigger list, but this one came up to 67 people, which basically ain't that many Negroes in show business in Hollywood. So therefore, that's a lot of people. That's basically the majority of most of the people in the list. Consists of people who was married to white people at one point. It don't necessarily mean that they still married or are still married. You see what I'm saying? But at one time was married to white people. And the list goes, and I'm talking about all your greats. Richard Roundtree, Lou Rawls, Grover Washington Jr. Didn't you have a cracker? Yeah. Jones, he had 2 crackers. Harry Belafonte, Cuba Gooding Jr. D. Williams, Sidney Poitier, Diane Carroll, Diana Ross, Shaka Khan, Linda Clifford. Remember, she was a singer back in the late 70s or whatever. Leslie Uggams, Angela Wilson, Fred Williamson, Angela Davis. Yeah, Angela Davis, that bitch. She was married to the head of the Communist Party in the mid. Frederick, we even get some Melvin Van Peebles. Remember, she was on Red Fox, because he had a Chinese. Sleeping White, what the hell? Richard Pryor, Lynn Whitfield. You remember she married one, she got rid of him, but it don't matter. Somewhere in their life they came in contact with the beast. Yepa Kehoto. Prince got him a new cracker. That's a cracker. Michael Jackson, then on his second cracker. Iman married to David Bowie. Quincy Jones, he owned second cracker. Rick James, he beat a black sister ass and got in prison over some old white dope asshole. Brad Carew, he begging now because he done married the cracker and now the genes all messed up and he can't get nobody for the bone marrow transplant because he got some old Jew woman. Remember this type thing here. Mel Carter, Kim Fields, that's, she married a Korean mug, you see. She married a nigga who sell who sell cheap shit to black people, a damn Korean, of all people, who sell cats and dogs to black people in them damn Korean shops. Paula Abdul, Mariah Carey, Roxy Rocker, remember her? That's Madge Sinclair, Al Jarreau, Carl Weathers. What's the girl? What was her name? The other black girl that played on Living Single, the one with the braids, the dark-skinned girl. Alexander. What's her name? Erica Alexander. She getting ready to marry a cracker that produced the movie Eraser. She showed the big ring on his finger. Erica Alexander. Darian Haywood. He did the Jesse Owens story. Lynn Moody. Remember her? She played she used to be an actress in the 70s. She played with Richard Pryor in the movie with Margot Kidder. I can't think of the name of the movie right now. George Stanford Brown. Denise Williams. She married a cracker. Anne Marie Johnson. That's the black girl that was on the Heat of the Night with what's her name wife. Janet Jackson. LaToya Jackson. All the Jackson mothers. You see. Tina Turner. Ike Turner. Let's see. Ike Turner. And this is just off the top of my head. Last Sunday before I went to the lecture, I took about 20 minutes, and this is what I got off the top of my head. Can you imagine? What?
You left out Della Reese.
Della Reese, okay, right, Della Reese. And there was another one, too, that you all might can think of some right quick. You know, we'll put them on the list, you see. But what I'm trying to say here is when I wrote the list out in 1992, it was close to 90-something people. And that's amazing, you say. Now, that lets you know that you are degenerated down into a doggone crazy buffoon race to the point whereas everyone that becomes noble or everyone that is lifted up in this society go and get disease. Yep. See what I'm saying? Ain't that something? Now, take for instance, I want to get into this right now because these are things that's really things that, let me explain something, how the attack on their character is going on. First of all, coming here a few minutes ago, I went into the melanin files, and as a result, I was able to count, what was it, 71, it ended up 71 black TV shows since late 1960, from Julia Baker, because, you know, it was Bill Cosby with I Spy, but that was not comedy, so we're not dealing with comedy. But Julia Baker, remember Julia's show with Diane Carroll, and then Bill Cosby came out with a show, a comedy show right after that. So the first two shows that we can say, we can put Amos and Andy as the first one. Which now Amos and Andy is some shit you need to go see. It's some real good stuff, you see. But anyway, it's still buffoonery is buffoonery. Amos and Andy being the first one. So, and then you have the late 60s. From the late 60s up to now, they've had 71 shows. From pilots, from shows that didn't make it, from shows that stayed on 2 months, from shows that stayed on a year, and to shows that was a success. They'll have 71 black shows that have come on the TV set on all stations. 71 of those particular shows, all of them comedy. 19 shows are still on the tube today. Now, this doesn't include reruns, but 19 shows are still in what is called network production. But 71 shows of comedy. You see the concept? Now, you know you have your 10 o'clock slot on TV. At your 10 o'clock slot on the three major networks, NBC, CBS, and ABC, those are still your three major networks. You see what I'm saying? At 10 o'clock, they go to seriousness, cop shows, lawyer shows, ER, LAPD, whatever. That's the serious time. No comedy past 10 o'clock. But black people past 10 o'clock, they can't be on those particular slots. Because black people, in order to be on TV, has got to be comedy and buffoonery all the damn time. Now, BET should be called Black Clown Network, BCT, Black Clown Network, at 10 o'clock. At the 10 o'clock slot, when most of Americans become serious, they have what is called Comic View. And then to add insult to injury, they had to put that old Stephen Fetchit shit in the middle of Comic View with Miss Laura and that old bullshit. You see what I'm saying? They have Comic View. So this is to show you the mentality of black people, which you know, BET is run by Warner Brothers, who is all the Turner Network is Warner Brothers now because they merged. HBO, Cinemax, VH1, MTV, all that is Warner Brothers. TNT, all that, but I'm saying that's Turner, TNT, the Superstations, and all of that. But the key is this. BET will devote an hour on motherfucking niggas showing their ass, buck dancing,